Thank you so much for tuning in to Gifted Resources Unplugged. Today we're talking about life and life being hard. It's not always easy. It's not easy for us. It's not easy for our partners. It's not easy for friends. It's not easy for kids. Things are hard right now. I don't know about the rest of you, but I wasn't even planning on coming on today. I was having a bad hair day. I was feeling exhausted. I was trying to manage my energy, and I thought, you know what? Life isn't always easy, and we don't always have the energy that we want to have. Oftentimes people say, Brandy, you are so energetic all the time, and I can promise you, no, I'm not. And sometimes I really have to slow down and manage that energy and do what it is that I can do at that moment. And I don't know if any of you have ever experienced it, but it's not easy, especially now, like these sleepless nights, the stuff that's going on over in the Ukraine right now. I lay my head on my pillow and I think, those poor people, and what's going to happen over here, and what's the fallout going to be over here, and how's that going to affect my family. Of course, we worry about what's happening over there, but we also worry about the effects over here, and we're just coming off of an emotional overhaul, especially those of you who are caregivers, moms, dads, teachers, nurses, doctors. If you're in the field of compassion, and you're looking after others, you're exhausted. We're going into coming off of our second year. And I know here in Washington State, they're lifting the mask mandates, and Friday's our last day to wear masks. But that's symbolic of the fact that we've been in this for 2 really long years. And people are tired. I think some people feel raw, and it's hard right now. It's really hard. I love surrounding myself with people who are transparent, and I love having the opportunity with all of you to be transparent as well and talk about that it's not always pretty and it's not always easy, but we're learning to do the best that we can with what we have and moving and putting forward our best foot forward. And I oftentimes think about managing energy rather than managing time or priorities. Bella is my best example of that back there. I call her my emotional support dog, and she is our community pet, and she sleeps most of the time. Most of the time, if you see her on any one of my videos, she is generally asleep, but she does a really good job of managing her energy. And when she has energy, it's usually in the evening, and it lasts from 2 to 5 minutes, and she bucks around like a little bucking bronco or runs outside or speeds around. But most of the time, she is conserving her energy for the important work that she does for me. And I think she's a perfect example of what we all need to do. Not that we need to sleep all day long, but we really need to know what we can give and when we can give it and how to manage that energy. So a friend called me this week, reaching out and said, I need you. I need some Brandy time. I need to walk. And she shared with me that she was just feeling like she had hit a brick wall with everything that was going on with COVID, especially the fact that she had a stomach bug. Her family did last week. We had one this week. My grandma had one last week. I think something's definitely going around. But she said, I work from home and I miss people. I really need to get out and be with people. And those of us who've been isolated for a while, whether that be COVID or you're a remote worker or you're home with little ones and you spend most of your day doing that, it can be absolutely exhausting. And we need to just make sure that we're managing that energy and knowing that we can give this much and that's how much we can give. My husband often tells me I'm creating, my to-do list and things that I have to do. And he says, Brandy, he'll come in and he'll say, it's late, and is there anything that has to be done tonight, or is it something that can be done tomorrow? Because he said, you will always have things on your to-do list. Always. It's never going to go away. And parents, you will always have things on your to-do list, whether it's personal things that you have to do, self-care, whether it's things that you have to do for your professional life. You'll always have things, and that's not going to go away. And so we need to manage that energy just to make sure that we can do those things when it's best for us. For me personally, I hit a low around 2 to 3 o'clock in the afternoon when I'm feeling completely exhausted. And I'm usually at a high in the mornings. This wasn't my rhythm when I was young, but it is now as I get older. And usually in the morning, I just put forth my best effort until after lunch when I start to hit that lull. So what is that for you? Figuring out, is it mornings for you? Is it afternoon? Is it evening? How do you build in perhaps some exercise? If you need people time, like my friend, how do you build that in to your day in order to make sure that that happens? And structuring your day around that. My grandma, I try to call her every night. Sometimes it's every other night. And as she's been sick with the stomach bug, she'll say, I didn't do a darn thing today. And I say, Grandma, you don't have to do anything. You're 90 years old. Put your feet up and just relax. And I don't know if it's that generation, but she feels like she needs to be moving all the time and needs to be busy all the time. Yesterday, I went down to the local school and I delivered them 600 hats for children that she had crocheted, and I delivered 16 hats to another school, and that's her love language. It is gifts, and so she had been just working on these hats so that she could stay busy, and they were darling, and kids can take them as they go out to recess, but the woman can't stay still. She has to always be going and always be moving, and needs to give herself some grace on those times when she's not feeling well, just to sit back, to relax, and to do some self-care. Oftentimes, especially if we have gifted kids who are always asking the questions of why, and we always feel like we need to be engaging them and helping them to learn and grow to reach their highest potential, our self-care gets pushed off to the side, and making sure that we have time for self-care. And that could be anything. It could be bath bombs in the evening. It could be taking a weekend to yourself or a girls' night out. It could be going on a date. It could be anything at all that will rejuvenate you and give you what it is that you need. Maybe that just means binge watching your favorite show on Netflix. It doesn't matter. Just make sure that you give yourself that time and that you are making sure that you're practicing that self-care, because that's so very important. Today with this video, I'm just celebrating that it's okay to come on with a bad hair day. It's okay when life is hard and you've got sleepless nights because things are happening all over the planet that are worrying you. It's okay that things aren't perfect and that maybe your energy level is low. And if you needed to hear that today, I just wanted to tell you that that's okay. I know that I needed to hear it today for myself. And like I said, I was not going to do a one and done. I was going to wait until tomorrow when I had more energy, but I wanted to just be real, raw, and transparent and let you know everybody faces these days, these weeks. Could be months, for some of us years, as we're dealing with this COVID crisis. And we just need to surround ourselves with people that can help us, especially if you're in a funk. Please reach out to somebody, get some professional help if you need it. There's no stigma against reaching out to somebody and getting the professional help that you need. And just make sure that you're taking care of yourself first so that you can take care of those that are around you. There's several things that I'm grateful for. International Women's Day that just happened. I hit 1,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel, so I celebrated. So excited for that milestone that happened this week. So as you are dealing with, some things that might be pulling you down, think about those things that are also lifting you up. Celebrate those things. I mentioned in one of my last videos I was using Presently, which is a gratitude journal. I recommend all of you pick up a gratitude journal. It could be something that you physically write in, or you could get the app Presently. There's several other apps, and just every evening write down what it is that you're grateful for, because even when times are hard, we have to look at the flip side and know that things are going well in other areas of our life as well. So thank you so much for your time and attention, and I just ask and challenge all of you to go out and practice some self-care this weekend and enjoy one another.